Hey, what's up, everyone? Hi. Hi, good evening. Trust this week has been fantastic. So I'll be answering your questions again. I'll be answering your questions again. So please do well to drop your questions on the form. Let's go through them and then let's talk about what we'll be doing for next week. All right. Okay. Please do well to drop your questions on the form. And let's get more people in. All right, so I'll be waiting for others to join us. So today we'll be answering some more questions, and then we'll be looking at what we'll be covering for next week. Okay. All right, let's get into it. Okay. All right, so let's get started, right? Let me answer. We have a question on the form. Someone says the user research one, is it compulsory as an app? Can we use real life product? If we have used real life product, are we wrong? Okay, so you are meant to come up with a real life product, assume, right? It's not necessarily an app, it could be a web app, it's not necessarily a mobile app, right? So, but I'm assuming what you mean by app is mobile app. So it could be a website, it could be a product, right? And that's totally fine, okay? Okay, so that's for that. But then when you say real life product, we are talking about already existing solutions. No, that's not what you should use. All right. Okay, so someone is asking a question. How do we make the lines on lo-fi? Is it just the same way we do normal lines? Yes, normal lines, just draw normal lines. But then, the colors are gray because emphasis are not on colors. Is it pertinent to ask previous questions related to ask previous week related questions? Yes, sure, Bolaji. It's fine. Ask your question. Miracle would say, this is my first time here. What manner of questions are asked here? Oh, Miracle, hi, welcome. This is Zuri's office, Zuri's design class office hour. And basically what this office hour does, Okay. All right. So, and what this office hour does, sorry for the break. Sorry for the break. What this office hour does, Miracle, is to help answer questions regarding the jury. So if you're in jury program and you're in design, then at least this shouldn't be your first time in an office hour, though. Yeah. So Femi is asking, can we auto lay out lines in a frame together? Lines in a frame together. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Joseph Archer is asking, good evening, please. How many user flows are we meant to create? User flows, just create as many that works for the products that you're designing for, right? As many that works. Do you get? Yeah, just create for as many that works. All right. So that's any other question from anybody? If you have question, please do also ask your question. All right. So questions. I'm waiting for questions. Okay, I made a frame on Lo-Fi. Put lines in X in a frame and did but let's move that frame. Oh, okay. Just frame that one. Just frame that, right? Do you get? Just frame that. Do you get? Don't auto layout. Just frame. There's no point auto layout. I'm adding auto layout. Just frame that. All right, that's better. All right. So someone says, can we just create one user flow? Yes, you can create just one. It's fine. Someone's asking, good evening, from the template given for user flow. I don't understand what content should be in database shape. Okay. So what content are supposed to be in database shape are database content. Say, for example, you fill a login information. Your information goes to the database, right? So those are the kind of questions that are supposed to be in database frame, right? You fill something, it goes to the database. When data is being collected, you collect the data of users' information. So that's what the database shape is for. You're right. Someone is asking, I'm having issues submitting my week 5 tags. Submitted just the link to the user story. I can't add that of the user flow. Oh, you're meant to week 5. There are 2 different tags, all right? For user research 3 and user research 2. Although both of them are week 5 tags, right? Yes, they are both week 5 tags, all right? But then, even though they are week 5 tags, you submit them separately. They are separate tags. Do you get? So you get to submit them separately. Do you understand? So yeah. All right, so yeah, that's it. And submitting the tax together separately. There's a week user research 3 tax and user research 4 tax. So you have to submit each of them separately. Okay. All right. Okay, so can you please explain agile? Agile, I'm not sure that's within the scope of what we're dealing with here, right? But then agile is simply agile, like the word says, running things in agile, quite quick and fast, right? Yes, that's what agile really means, right? It says, are we to make the lo-fi tax on mobile frame or any frame? If the project you are doing is a mobile app, the lo-fi should be exactly on the screen of what you are doing. Do you understand? Do you understand? Yeah. So if it's a web, then your lo-fi should be on web. When you're saying, can we do all with 5 tags in one page and submit separately? Yes, you can. You can actually. You can. You can. The tax tells you to submit separately. There's a user research 2 tax, user research 3 tax. Even though both of them are week 5, you must submit them separately. All right. So it can be in one link actually. Just make sure that what is required is there. All right. Okay. Yes, Miracle Carrefour. There's an ongoing program at Zurich. All right. Some days are we to do 2 user flow for each story. If you know that 2 user flows are for each story, yes, do them, right? The point of user flow, like I said, is to highlight the flows for your users, right? How they are going to navigate through the app. Do you get? So if you have user stories that are listed down, you have 2 user stories. Yes, do 2 user flows for each of those user stories. Some daily, yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, Miracle. No, it has closed until next year again. Yeah. Let me say the tax I'm working on can be on web as well as mobile because it deals with an online fraud in shopping. Customer can shop via web and do via mobile. All right. If you think picking the two is going to stress you out, then just do one, right? But then if you are submitting a web and a mobile I-Fi, we should also see a web and a mobile file. So for lo-fi, yes, it should be both web and mobile for your own case. Olamide is asking, please, on template given for user personal account, how can we fix a person image into it? Doesn't seem blank. Just crop an image, drag an image into FigJam and fit it into the site. That's all you need to do, right? That's all actually. All right. So let me talk about what we'll be doing for next week. We're doing both low fidelity and high fidelity. Give me a minute. All right. Okay, so for next week, we'll be doing low fidelity and high fidelity. So that means this is a project that you're working on. Yes, you're going to convert them to low fidelity and high fidelity, right? Yeah. Come in. All right. Okay. So yes, week 6 is low fidelity and high fidelity and interaction design, right? So there is a video resource on low fidelity and high fidelity designs, right? So there's a main resource. So understanding low fidelity, lo-fi, your sketches and all those stuff, and then high fidelity. All right. So what that means is that you're going to be doing design itself, right? Tomorrow, next week. So like design itself, if we define design itself, you're going to be doing that next week, right? So I want you to take a chill. It's going to be very interesting, right? We'll do a lot of office hours and shows very well next week. Okay. So, and I hope that you guys will be able to, follow through. All right. Yes, Miracle Daniel. Thanks so much for observing. I'm actually ill. Yes, I'm actually ill. I don't know, they call it sick, right? So I'm actually sick or ill, and I'm just managing, right? So sorry about that. Yeah. All right. So Bolaji Abbas is asking, can you briefly explain what low fidelity and high fidelity mean, please? I have the idea of one being wireframe and the other being colored. I want ready for prototype. Yes, exactly. Bolaji Abbas, you are correct. So one is like wireframes, right? So low fidelity is wireframe, right? Wireframing. So high fidelity is also still wireframe because low fidelity wireframes and high fidelity wireframes. But then when we say high fidelity, when we say low fidelity, for example, there are no colors. The focus of low fidelity is your layout, right? Just layout. While for high fidelity, you have your colors, your typography, and everything in right order, right? So that's for high fidelity, your colors, your typography, your typography scale, your icons, everything is in order, right? It's correct. So your design is ready for prototyping, just like you said, like you're ready for high fidelity prototyping. Yeah. So Femi is saying, is there any format or requirement guide to lo-fi you can quickly share with us? Oh, lo-fi. I'm trying to rack my brain right now. It's not coming. There's a resource, right? For next week. You can check the video. Femi, can you check the video? Check the video resource for low fidelity. All right. If you check the video resource, I'm sure you'd get it's really just about drawing rectangles and using some low base icons just to indicate what you want to see. Do you get? So yeah, thanks so much, everyone. Okay, so someone's asking a question: how do I get an avatar for user personnel? Just pick any random avatar, right? Like you can use an iOS memoji. You can see them if you go to Figma community, right? But advise you use an image. Just go and check stock images on Splash. Just use an image of a young person. Can you say young girl that is dark, young, or whatever fits your persona, right? Just search on Splash. You'll see suggestions of images actually, right? Okay. All right. So next week is gonna be fun. Hopefully I should be better. Take some of my office hours. Be able to show you guys low fidelity in real sense and high fidelity itself. Do some. You need to learn a lot about prototyping interaction. As I say, we have tons of other video resources that talking about design and prototyping. You should also make YouTube videos, your friends from other creators, right? You should learn so much from them also. Okay, you're asking if there's a plugin for, okay, for user, for avatars. No, not necessarily. There's a plugin for Unsplash, yes, Unsplash for you to get images, all right? Yes, there's a plugin. So go to Figma community or just check, if you know how to get plugins on Figma, just search for Unsplash. Let me show you. See here, can you see my screen? Under it displays the core resources. You click on it, you see plugin. Under plugin, you just search Unsplash. You can see it's at the top here. Then you run it. Then if you run it, I don't know what's wrong. Okay, yeah. So see. So image of your, no need to even say image, right? Everything that you are searching for here is image. Just put young girl and search. And you see a lot of young girls to give you a persona, right? So you can see this person even looks more Nigerian, more African. So you hopefully find, so if you say young lady, for example, you can see, right, something that fits what you want. All right. You can also put young man. So you can get what you want from here, right? So you can see something that fits the persona, right? Okay. All right. So that's that. Someone is asking if I'm going off the major questions to be asked, but I'd like to know if this person to be design challenge going on at Zuri. What design challenge is going on at Zuri? Is there a design challenge? Zuri, Miracle, I don't know of a design challenge going on, actually. Or if you're talking about HNG, Zuri internship. Zuri, this is Zuri training, Mary Okafo. This is Zuri training, not Zuri internship. This is not the internship. This is not HNG, right? This is training where we are teaching here. For HNG, you are not being taught. That one is more like a challenge. So, do you get? Yeah. All right. So, students ask simply, is it necessary we use that template of the user flow? Just make use of shape, colors. Yes, make use of the shapes and colors and make your own flow from it. That's the point, right? Yes, that's what you should do. So you can basically just edit that template, right? It would still work too. Oh, yes, Miracle. This is not related to the internship. All right. This is not related to the internship. Okay. All right. Okay. Does it have to be a black person or just more advice? It's just more advisable. When we say personal image, right? Alicia is not necessarily a black person. So why we say advisable is I'm actually just because the population of Africans in this training is more. Do you get? So if what you are building is not for Africans or does not relate, is not, if it's something that anybody can make use of, your personal can be anybody, right? Can be someone white, or whatever race. Do you get? So I'm just using because we are mostly Africans are on this platform. So that's the reason why I was just saying black. Forgive me if that was wrong. So it's not like it should be only black persons. No, just why I was using black is because it should relate to the problem you are solving, right? The personals are like trying to figure the kind of people who would use your solution or that have the kind of problem you're addressing. So they should try and look like them, that someone reading it will be able to follow, right? So is it a must we follow the templates or we can express it in the way you understand? But the template is a guide, right? Express in the way you understand and make sure we can understand what you're expressing. All right. Yeah. What do you mean by your Zuri page does not load properly on laptop anymore? No, no, there's no update going up. I still loaded my own now. It must be your network or from your side. I just loaded mine some minutes back, actually. All right. Okay, so thanks so much, everyone. I waited to get more questions. I think you guys don't have question again. Or is there anyone that has more question? You have a question? Okay, thanks so much, everyone. We'll see next week. There's an office hour on Monday. Mine is starting from Tuesday. So we get to see next week again. If you have questions, do well to drop it in the form, and then it will be attended to in the next office hour. I know I'll be very much better next week to attend to all your questions. All right. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining. Okay, someone's saying, must we have designs in our wireframes to have that? I don't understand miracle. Must we add the designs in our wireframe? Five data as a more like color design. Your wireframes. Assuming you are talking about lo-fi, your lo-fi should be without colors and all those stuffs, right? Your lo-fi should be without colors, and then your hi-fi should be with the colors. And I don't know if I get your question. So for that, Jomi said we should ask us to do 2 user personal. Yes, your user personal should be at least two, at least two, just do 2, because it helps you share the demographic. You can't capture everybody using your product in just one person, right? You just have to have 2 kind of persons that will possibly use your product. All right, hence the advice. All right. Yes. Justice, can you just ask your question, not say you have a question? The reason for this, officer, is because you have questions. So just ask the question directly. All right. Please do that. Thank you. Okay. Sorry, very quick one. If you have to use a person, is it compulsory to have 2 empathy maps too? Okay, so no, actually, right? For the empathy maps, like I said, the empathy maps are not from your user personal. The empathy maps are from your problems, from your research, right? Do you understand? So your empathy map is meant to be an aggregated one. So it means that you go through all these participants and then you put all their chat, what they said, what they feel, what they do, what they think. You just have to put everything inside one. So it's an aggregated empathy map. Everything in one. Do you get? Yeah. So Alicia is saying you. Yes, exactly. So you know the number of user personals you do by the categories of people you are building for. Exactly. So Justice is saying there are 2 templates on user personal from the first link. Which one of them should we use? Justice, use anyone, right? Yes. Just use anyone. That best helps you to define what you want to do. All right. No, Adiola Badamosi, no. You are meant to get 5 ideas, not 10 in total. The ideas are not specific to user personals, right? The ideas are what solves the problem. Do you get? It's not like you are building 2 apps in one. It's still one app, right? But then it should just solve the problem. That's what's most important. So these 2 kind of people that are different, it will solve their problem. Do you get? So that's the point of it. I hope you understand. So Olusonya Kende says, should our user flow be more than one? Or the template shows only one flow. Your user flow can be one, it can be more than one. If you think that you need more than one to show or explain your flow, right? I need you guys to understand that design is not rigid. Design does not have structure. We somehow regret to give you templates, but the problem is that imagine if we didn't give you templates, we would have suffered a lot on this call because you guys are much and you would not really want to understand us. Do you get? So that the reason for the template is to help you know how it should be. In the end of it, by the time you guys start working, those as many as would continue design, right, in the next 1-2 years, and you start working from, you understand that all these templates really don't matter. It's just about the goal. What exactly do we want to achieve? Let's find a way to get to it. Do you get? All right. Elisha is saying, are we to do lo-fi and hi-fi in the week tax? I thought it was just the flow. Lo-fi and hi-fi is next week tax, Elisha. Next week tax, week 6. All right. Search the plugin called content tree. There's tons of avatars there. Oh, okay. Yeah, there are avatars there also. So you have to search it out in Figma and bring it to FigJam. Okay. Yes. A user flow is supposed to be how the user goes through out, right? Yeah. All right. Any more questions? Any more questions? What if the templates don't cover our own app? Yes, add yours. Just make sure it fills the problem you want to solve, right? You can create the user persona yourself, but there are certain information that are needed. Like you need a clear demographic of the user, you need a clear description of the user, right? And then you need his goals, his motivations, all those stuffs, all those contents that they help you define the user rightly. So you will need those things so you can do your own. I don't understand the user flow diagram at all. Please, did you explain that at the beginning of the video so that I can come back to it? The user flow diagram, no, I didn't explain in this video, right? I explained it in my office hour on Tuesday. So you may want to check that. I'm not sure I have the full strength to go and explain that right now. Yes, and that this office hour will be ending very soon. We barely have 5 minutes more. But I explained it more than once in my office hour, Alicia, on Tuesday. So we check product design officer with Caculuz. I explained it, all right? Someone is saying, what about someone that created one user persona? No, there's no penalty, right? There's no penalty. Does it? So, but then is it just one person that is a potential kind that you can use to describe a potential user for a product? If it's just one, it's fine. All right, it's advisable to do two above. It just helps you, and I'm very sure that it's just not one, but you have done only one. So So that's Johnson. Okay. So I think any other question? Anybody? I want to believe there's no other question. All right. All right. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining. I see there's no other question. I don't know why you guys wait till when I want to leave before you start asking a question. It's fine. Please explain impute. What is impute? Impute of what? Impute fields or what? I don't understand. Redeemer TV. I don't understand what you mean by impute. Impute and data. Oh, for user flow. Oh, okay. Okay. The impute is simply, let me give an example, right? You want to collect sign-up information. Someone is signing up on your platform or is creating an account, right? Okay, so the person puts in my name and I put in my name and my surname and and so on, right? So now that's an input. Name is an input. First name and last name is an input. Then in the date, then those informations go to the database. That's data, all right? So that's clearly what it is. So putting in those informations, right? Putting in those informations and then receiving those informations, put it in, and then the information gets stored somewhere. That's what happens in the database. Do you get? So that's what that means. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. All right. All right. Thanks so much, everyone. All right. Thanks so much, everyone. Thanks for joining today's office hour. See you all next week.